Good morning, everybody.
Hello.
We are here this morning from the Chesapeake Coffee House.
Tagged.
You are already tagged.
Okay. Yep, we're here from it's called the Chesapeake Bay Coffee House in Northeast Maryland.
So we're just getting our coffee talk on this morning.
I'm Marianne.
I'm Jerry. We just want to reach out to you again this morning and see if we can give you a little information. A lot of times we tend to carry a lot of weight on our shoulders, and we just want to lighten up the mood a little bit and show you how to do that. We overthink a lot. We hold a lot of things heavy on our shoulders, on our hearts, and we tend to take things very seriously. So in order to free yourself, we just want to learn to laugh a little bit. Learn to laugh at yourself, learn to laugh at situations that you get yourself into that maybe you're angry or mad or you've made a mistake, and a lot of times just laughing kind of helps you kind of get out of that mood. And I think Marianne has a great story for that.
Oh, I have several. But one of the things that prompted this conversation this week was what happened to me earlier. A couple days ago, I was really in one of those moods where I was in a funk. There was several things that had occurred, and I think you can all relate to this. It kind of compiled on itself. It was one thing after another, and I found myself waking up one morning this week just in a total funk. I mean, I almost felt depressed, and I don't even know what depression really feels like, luckily. But that's because of part of what we're talking about here, just not letting yourself get into that state. And what happened was I was texting a friend, and I was telling them about how I felt, and I was in a really bad mood, and I went to say, and I'm not going to say the sentence I was going to say because it was kind of derogatory, but I went to say something about myself in a very derogatory way, and I went to use a curse word, I know, look who I'm sitting next to, the woman that never curses. I come from a little bit of a different background. So cursing, oh my God. I went to go and type this curse word, it was a really bad one, into my phone, and I spelled it wrong. And the word came out as the goofiest word you could imagine. And then I sent the text message. Then I went back and looked at the text message again and read it, and hear my real strong point because of my curse word to make it seem so believable how bad I felt. It was ruined because the curse word turned into this real goofy word. So then I had to just type under it. I just had to write, yeah, and this girl can't spell either. And then it just lightened the whole mood. The person I was texting laughed back and busted on my stupid word. And it just changed my whole day. So see how that happens? Where the day was not going well. It was very early in the morning. I woke up in that funk, and the way you wake up can turn into the way your whole day goes.
Absolutely.
Just having that stupid experience. The rest of the day laughed, and every time I thought about that word, I laughed. So that was great. Another example. Can I do another example?
Sure.
Oh my God, I have an example from my youth that was really dumb, but my mom, if she watches this, she'll understand this one. I was really mad one time at my mother and my brother. I thought they were treating me unfairly in the home or something. I don't know, something goofy. I was taking things way too serious. And they were in the living room, and I went to go storm myself up the stairs and yell back at them, and I yelled, "Nobody gives me a chance around here." And I meant to say, "Nobody gives me a chance around here." And they picked up on that so fast and started calling me Queen Elizabeth and asked me why nobody gives me a chance around here. And it turned into the funniest thing on earth because I made a fool out of myself because I was mad. But now in my own family, nobody gives me a chance around here is a way to really make people laugh. You gotta lighten up. Anyway, I'll stop with my stories.
And we all do it, we all get to our points that we get ourselves so angry. Just last week, I had taken my son up to the bus stop because it was raining, and I drove him up, and we were sitting in the car, and both of our heads were down in our phones, and we happened to miss the bus pull up behind us and go past. Well, I thought the bus didn't even stop, and I was so angry. I'm driving, trying to chase the bus through the neighborhood, and the bus isn't stopping, so I had to go home and get things reorganized. I was so mad at this bus driver, and I was getting ready to write a letter to the transportation because there was other people behind us in the car, and I just couldn't imagine that this bus driver just didn't stop. And then I got a text from one of the other children's fathers that said,
"This is great.
What happened? Did you fall asleep?" And I knew at that point that I had totally screwed up, that we just totally missed the bus, and the only thing I could do...
The bus drove right by you while you weren't paying any attention.
The only thing I could do was laugh. I mean, it was my own fault. Of course, I'm going to blame my son, too, because he should have been watching for the bus. But
still,
we had a really good laugh. There was no harm that came out of it. I did drive him to school. So.
And thank goodness she never wrote that mean letter.
I know.
Oh, my God. Wouldn't that have been horrible?
So I changed that anger
Hi,
and
Rachel.
that mad mood,
Hi, Mary.
just by laughing. And that's all you can do is just laugh at yourself.
Without a doubt. Hi, Internet.
Good morning.
So those were a couple stories of things that we did where we let our state of mind go into a negative or an area either where we're angry or we're down and out, whatever it might be. And then, one moment changes everything. And like I said, there's so many different ways to change your state of mind. And we are the only people that can change our own state of mind. We can't expect somebody else to make us feel better or to, change our situation. We have to purposely change our state of mind sometimes. And I know a few people, I'm going to give a couple shout outs. I hope nobody is embarrassed by me saying this, but I have a couple of friends and even a family member who I have seen do this over and over, and they're just an inspiration to me because I know that sometimes they're going through an awful lot, but they come out, meet everybody with a great face on, and they use humor all the time. Maybe just to let everybody know that they're okay, but also that might be the way that they cope, and it's a great thing. So I want to give a shout out to Krista Wright, who I miss dearly. I used to work with Krista Wright every day, and her humor is one of the things that I just adored about her, and I think really made us connect as friends and everybody in the department. So Krista Wright is somebody I miss. She has a great sense of humor. Lisa Schneider's another person with a great sense of humor no matter what she's going through. Yeah, I mean, she just is a joy to be around. Catherine Bryant. I mean, maybe it's something about therapists. These are all therapists. We just have great mindsets. But Catherine Bryant is a wonderful, funny woman, and she's juggling children, and she's juggling work, and a husband that sometimes is away for long periods of time. And that girl can just show up and just make everybody happy. Another person that I feel is like that is my mom. My mom has a great sense of humor. In over all the 50 years that I've known her, though I don't remember probably the first 5, that my mom is always somebody that no matter what's going on, she could turn the situation around and have a great belly aching laugh. So there's some shout outs for some people that I love.
So a lot of times we get into a lot of different aspects in our life. The company that Marianne and I work with and our business of coaching, we go to a lot of events, and a lot of those things are taken seriously. You're learning, you are in a position to kind of take in information, but they always have a moment that they do some type of funny skit. They've taken maybe an old 80s song and they have done their own video to it. And these are the corporate,
straight-laced looking, dry maybe looking, no offense to any of the corporate
we love you.
Administration, but they look like just these very well groomed people. And then they turn around and do some rapping skit, or they do some, old kickback on maybe who was that guy that did the broadcast guy when it was Will Ferrell, and he was a broadcaster for something.
Yeah,
Does anybody know the name of that? It was a comedy where he was, and it was him and Christina Applegate, I think, and they were going back and forth all the time. They did a skit on that was so funny. It had me falling out of my chair, and it lightens up the whole mood after you've been thinking about a lot of things that maybe are heavy on your mind, or in the world when you think about some of the sadness people are going through, or maybe, we like to change people's health through nutrition, that we really know somebody could really use our products, and we know we can help them. We want to help them, or people we want to help financially, because, our company helps people change their lives financially. A lot of that can get kind of like, oh, and then that funny skit where people put themselves out there and they get out of their comfort zone. It's amazing. It turns everything around. And you need that positive energy to go out and do the good things that you want to do in this world. If you want to change the world, you can't do it in a bad mood. You can't do it depressed. You can't do it, wallowing in your sorrow, or worrying about being overwhelmed, or being worried.
Or just being worried.
Worried, period. You cannot do the positive things and change your place or somebody else's way in the world if you don't have positive energy pushing that forward. Yeah.
You actually have to consciously kind of change that mood. You have to realize that this is where you are and that you can change it. And laughter is just one of those many ways that you can do that. So, don't be afraid to be you. Don't live your life afraid of being who you are. Embrace who you are. And even if you think you're a little weird, embrace your weirdness. That is...
What's that word that you called it? Oh, your inherent weirdness.
Embrace it.
Terry
Love it.
Terry doesn't have any inherent weirdness, I don't think.
That's
Terry's
what makes you an individual.
Yeah.
So...
Yeah. That's oh, for the love of goodness.
What? Didn't you...
See? Did I say she has no inherent weirdness?
What? Didn't you bring your glasses?
No.
You didn't bring your glasses?
She's the weird one. She's the prop woman. All right.
Well, I hope you guys have a great day, and we'll see you next week.
Get laughing.
All right.
Yes.
Alrighty. Bye.